Red kind of threw me away at the end of college, and I had to really grow fond with my solitude. And I'm grateful that she threw me away because it gave me a little bit of independence. And I still think I wasn't ready to fully be independent, and I still needed something to latch myself onto. And Tris was someone that I was growing a bond with that I never had with anyone else before, which was being very open about our sexuality and, you know, being able to be more open about certain things, but not take life super seriously. However, Tris's relationship had a different kind of drama, a drama of its own compared to Red, and it served me what I needed. And I forgot to mention that throughout those months, I ended up blocking Adam. And it's not to say that I'm not grateful for everything that he's done, because I'm extremely grateful. And I will always be grateful for everything Adam has done for me. And Adam was a friend that I really needed because, again, I had no one to hang out with in LA. And Red was, again, really trying to push this distance thing, and I had no one. And Adam was a friend that I needed in a time where I felt really alone. And he helped me. He wasn't the reason for my modeling success, but he is a big reason why I'm here today, and I'm definitely always rooting for him. I wish nothing but the best for any of these people. I don't hold any resentment, but I really needed to distance myself from Adam because his relationship was starting to feel really uncomfortable for me, because we could no longer hang out alone. We were always hanging out with his boyfriend, and not that that's a problem. Like, I didn't have anything wrong. I had no problems with his boyfriend, and I understand when you're in a relationship, you like to spend a lot of time with your partner. That wasn't the problem, but sometimes I just asked Adam, like, why couldn't we do the photo shoot part alone? Because it feels a lot more fun, collaborative when we do it together, but when your boyfriend's around, it's like, it feels really weird, and it's very rushed, and it's very different, and it doesn't feel like we're creating something. It just feels like I'm being watched, and your boyfriend feels uncomfortable, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. The nail in the coffin was pretty much when there was a time where me and Adam were supposed to hang out and go to the movies, and the day before we were supposed to hang out and go to the movies, he was like, I'll let you know, my boyfriend's car just broke down. We're going to try and get it fixed now. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Like, I hope everything's okay with his car, and I hope everything's good. Get home safe. And the next day when we're supposed to hang out, I text Adam, and Adam's like, hey, like, things are good with the car. Like, I should be home in the afternoon time if you want to, catch the movie. I was like, okay, just let me know. Like, I'm here. And what movies do you want to watch? Like, let's pick a time, whatever, whatever. He was like, okay, like, I'll get back to you. And then he ghosted me for the entire day. And then towards like 11 o'clock at night, he was like, hey, sorry about today. Like, I forgot. Like, I was just busy and like, whatever, whatever. And I was like, it's okay. Like, it's whatever. I won't lie. I mean, it did upset me, but I was still understanding. It obviously wasn't a big deal. And the plans weren't super, thought of in advance, but I still wish he had respected my time a little more. And I've come to terms with the fact that I want to have friends that can balance their relationships with their friendships. I want friends that, don't try to intertwine the two and, have a solid foundation in their relationship, because I think the whole reason why the boyfriend started to come along with every last thing that we did was because the boyfriend was cautious and insecure about me and Adam and where our friendship was possibly heading, or even just intimidated by me, or just, even if it didn't have to do with me, I think their relationship was already really rocky because they would have threesomes, and, there were times where Adam was going to go hang out with the threesomes without his boyfriend present, and I think that made his boyfriend uncomfortable. Because of their lack of trust, I think Adam and his boyfriend's lack of trust in their relationship is what tarnished me and Adam's friendship, because Adam allowed his relationship to take control over our friendship. We never hung out alone anymore. The trust issues became really bad, and Even at the point where me and Adam would go to modeling castings together and his boyfriend would come too. And literally at the casting, just feet away from the casting directors, Adam's boyfriend is like smoking pot and vaping right in the interview where all these models are lined up, where all of us are being interviewed. I was like, I thought it was so disrespectful. I didn't say anything. I did not say anything. Nor did I ever, because I didn't think it was my place and I didn't want to upset Adam or upset his boyfriend. And then he wanted me to wait around afterwards because Adam's boyfriend ordered weed to the building where the casting was being held. And I was like, no, I'm not waiting. Like, I'm going home because the traffic's going to be bad. But in reality, I was pissed because that's a really bad reflection of not just Adam, but him and of me. And I thought it was really embarrassing to be associated with someone who was so disrespectful to be vaping at an interview. Like, you wouldn't vape in a hospital room, would you? You wouldn't vape at an interview, would you? You wouldn't vape at an interview that your boyfriend was at, let alone. You're not even supposed to be there in the first place. So if you are coming along, at least be respectful, especially if you're not participating, because if you're not participating, you weren't even supposed to be at the casting. However, I don't think that they were being super... I think that they didn't care too much, or maybe they just didn't really notice him, but that was something that bothered me, and I was like, I can't do this anymore because our friendship is now your relationship, and if it just wasn't working out the way I had intended. And I don't hold any grudges with anybody, and I want nothing but the best for everyone. I just think I've learned to have gratitude for all of my relationships and where it's gotten me and why I needed them at certain points in my life. But I also learned what I need and what I don't need from my relationships. And I've learned how to really build boundaries for myself and love myself and have respect for myself. And I've actually found myself again. And I've found, what it is that I'm passionate about and who it is that I am and how it is that I do treat people just out of my heart and out of my nature, and how to walk away from mistreatment and how to stand up for myself, how to say no, and how to release people with love. And I've actually been able to find love when I have the courage to choose myself and actually set those boundaries. So, yeah, this has been one hell of a ride when it comes to telling my story. It's really my life story over the last 15 years. But all in all, I think if you're someone out there that is struggling with being codependent, if you are struggling with, being mistreated or being bullied and still staying in certain friendships, if you notice things that make you feel upset or uncomfortable, say something. Because if someone's really your friend, if someone's really your parent, if someone really loves you, they're going to love you for all of you, but they're also going to love you enough to try and understand you. They're not going to immediately push you aside. They're not going to push your feelings aside. And I'm not saying that they can't love you. I believed all of those friends love me. I believe my parents love me. But I need to understand they don't love me enough. And that's okay. And I can say that for me and what I need. So I think it's really just a lesson of getting to know yourself, having time for yourself, talking to yourself even, get spiritual if that's something that helps you. I know tarot readings helped me a lot. It gave me a lot of reassurance in some of the decisions that I made. Like, I had a lot of tarot readings done when I was getting ready to cut off Tris and cut off everybody, just because, it gave me a lot of reassurance that I needed. I thought, am I being too dramatic? Am I being over the top? Am I making the right decision? Is this too crazy? No one else was really reassuring me in the decisions that I wanted to make other than myself, but to have, to hear exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm feeling was enough encouragement to make the decision. I got out in nature a lot at this time, and it helped me get really grounded and centered and feel really not just close to myself and be present, which is something that I lacked over the years when I was online, but it allows me to get really clear on what it is that I'm thinking. It lets me sit with my thoughts, and that's been really healing for me. Music has been really healing for me. Writing has been really healing for me. Yeah, I am making this to try and just fully release everything. And most importantly, I'm making this because if I could just help one person that has ever gone through what I went through, if I could prevent someone from going down a path like this, if I could just, if there's one other kid in high school that knows that there's someone else out there that's going through exactly what you're going through, like, I just want you to know that it does get better. Please just continue to love yourself. Please be patient with yourself. Please be kind to yourself and compassionate with yourself, like you are to all these other people. And know that the only responsibility you have in life is to enjoy your life, whatever that means. There's different ways to go about having enjoyment, but take care of yourself. Take care of your well-being and enjoy your life. Be present and have healthy boundaries. And don't waver them for anybody, not even your own parents. Because even when people think that they know what's best for you, there comes a point in your life when you know what's best for yourself. And you'll know, you'll feel when you can trust yourself. If you feel you still need help from your parents, that's okay. We all are raised, we all, rely on the shoulders of our parents when we're growing up, and not all of us, but a lot of us. And I think I found a lot of freedom and independence throughout all of this, and love for myself. And I just want to be able to help anyone that has went through what I went through or is going through. If there's any kid out there, regardless of what your age is, I just want you to know that you're not alone. If you ever feel misunderstood or, silenced, I want you to know that it's important to love yourself. And I love you. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching this really long series. It was so much to get off my chest, and it was really draining to even talk about because it's so past energy for me, but also it's a lot. Like, I've went into depth about my entire life just to try and shed light on what I've went through and see if there's even one person out there that I can help. When it comes to walking away from codependency, when it comes to learning how to love yourself, when it comes to letting people go, when it comes to walking away from narcissistically abusive friendships or relationships, when it comes to healing through your childhood trauma, when it comes to speaking up about things that you've went through. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I love all of you that have stuck around and watched this entire thing. And I'll see you next time. Bye. I feel like it's disrespectful. Hold on. Bye.